There are surprisingly few things in this world that truly matter. Many people fill their hearts with trivial matters, becoming angry, sad, fearful, jealous, and tormented. But I say this: when you can possess a mind that sees most things as unimportant, you become free. This is not about being apathetic. It is about letting go of attachment. It means not obsessing over things more than necessary, not fighting, not scheming, and maintaining the stillness of your own heart. This is my teaching. Everything in this world is impermanent. If you cling to things that change, your mind will be thrown into turmoil. Accept change. When you can think, this too is as it should be, your heart will be filled with peace, and your perception of the world will change. Today, I will tell you why a mind that can see things as unimportant can save people, and what its true meaning is. The first truth I realized was that the cause of suffering lies in attachment. People are bound by the desire for things to be a certain way, by the thought that it has to be this way. When that desire is not fulfilled, anger, sadness, envy, and despair are born. But think about it. Is this idea of how things should be truly born from your own heart? Are you not trying too hard to fit yourself into the expectations of others or the conventions of society? My teaching is this: if you let go of desire, suffering will also disappear. In other words, a mind that can see things as unimportant is a mind that quietly lets go of desires that are not necessary for you. What will others think of me? Will I gain status or honor? Can I undo past failures? All of this is nothing more than an illusion. True peace lies beyond the point of letting go. When you possess nothing, you become the most free. One day, a disciple visited his master and said, "When people speak ill of me, I become angry. What should I do?" The master answered quietly, "That is because you give value to their words. If you were to perceive those words as unimportant, you would not get angry." When we allow ourselves to be consumed by the opinions and gossip of others, we are entrusting our own hearts to them. But if you can let it pass, thinking, it is their freedom to think that way, your mind will not be disturbed. This is not resignation, it is a mature form of acceptance. My teaching is this: the anger of others is like a thrown flame. If you do not catch it, you will not be burned. This is precisely the wisdom of not picking up the fire of anger, the wisdom of seeing it as unimportant. When you become free from the words of others, a quiet peace will visit your heart. There is another cause of people's suffering: comparison with others. I am inferior to someone else. I am behind someone else. I am not as valued as someone else. Every time you think this way, you blame yourself and suffer. But my teaching is this: the lotus flower is not beautiful because it compares itself to other flowers. It is beautiful simply because it is living its own life, blooming from the muddy water. Life is not a competition. It is not something to be judged by comparing yourself to others. Each person walks a different path and sees a different landscape. Therefore, there is no need to be distracted by the speed or splendor of others. The ability to see things as unimportant is also the wisdom to not bring other people's lives into your own. You just need to live your own life. That is already enough. Some people say they become anxious when they think about the future. What will happen tomorrow? Is it okay to continue like this? But the future does not yet exist. To fill your heart with worry about it is like being frightened by a ghost. My teaching is this: the past is already gone, and the future has not yet come. All that exists is this present moment. To see things as unimportant means to not be swayed by the future and to concentrate on the now. Do what you must do now, calmly. Live the life you have now, carefully. If you do so, the future will naturally fall into place. Anxiety is a shadow created in your mind. Shine a light on it, and it will disappear. What the future holds is unimportant. All that matters is how you live right now. Many also live chained by the past. If only I had done this then. If only I hadn't said that. They carry the regrets and wounds of the past, clouding the day that is today. But this is my teaching. The past no longer exists. All that remains is a shadow called memory. You cannot change the memory, but you can change how you perceive it. To see things as unimportant is the power to not carry the events of the past into your present life. That failure, that separation, that regret, you must mentally sever them, declaring they have no bearing on the you who lives now. What is important is the you who is here now. It is not the you of the past, but the you of now who creates the future. You do not need to be bound by past judgments or sins. You may quietly let it all go. Many people worry about trying to change others. If only that person would change. If only they would understand me better. But the hearts of others are not within your control. My teaching is this: do not try to change others. Put your own mind in order. Seeing things as unimportant is also the wisdom to not be swayed by the words and actions of others. Even if someone is angry or critical, see the suffering within them and accept that this, too, is human. Do not force them to be right. Do not force them to understand. Others learn, realize, and change at their own pace. What you should do is keep your own heart bright. If you are at peace, that state will influence those around you. So, you don't need to try to change them. When you can think, there are people like that too, your heart becomes much lighter. Life does not go as planned. Wishes do not come true. Plans do not proceed as scheduled, and effort is not always rewarded. At such times, many people lose their composure and become disappointed with life. But my teaching is this: not everything will go as you wish. Therefore, you must put your mind in order. The ability to see things as unimportant is the power to accept what is, without resisting reality. Have a heart that can say, this too is fine, without trying to force change. If it rains, you can get wet. If the wind blows, you can sway. Entrust yourself to nature. In that surrender, you will find strength. The day you can laugh and say, it doesn't matter, even when things don't go your way, life will begin to have a deeper meaning. Anger, sadness, jealousy, impatience. When you are trapped by these emotions, you lose yourself the most. But emotions are like clouds. They do not stay forever. My teaching is this: emotions are passing guests. You should open the door of your heart, let them come, and let them go. The ability to see things as unimportant is the capacity to let emotions pass by without giving them a name or seeking their meaning. A disciple once said, "I hate myself when I get angry." I replied, "It is okay to get angry sometimes. But you must not give a home to that anger. Do not be ruled by your emotions. The mind is a river, and emotions are merely bubbles. If you do not cling to those bubbles but watch them go, thinking, it doesn't matter, your mind will return to its clear flow." Some people misunderstand the idea of seeing things as unimportant as resignation or coldness. But that is wrong. My teaching is this: to let go of attachment is not to let go of love. It is to release what is unnecessary in order to realize what is truly important. Love, trust, and compassion. These are not attachments, but the power to give. When you have a mind that can see things as unimportant, you can truly accept and forgive others. It is an attitude of valuing things as they are, without wanting anything. When attachment disappears, people become calm and gentle. This is because they can see themselves and others as they are. This is not giving up. Rather, it is waking up. To be truly free by seeing things as unimportant, this is the first step toward enlightenment. Let me tell you the most important thing. It is to live in this very moment. My teaching is this: do not grieve the past. Do not worry about the future. Just concentrate on the now. Many people are robbed of their hearts by what has passed and lose sight of the treasure that is the present by fearing a future that has not yet come. To see things as unimportant is to awaken from the illusions of the past and future and to savor this present moment. Feel your breath. Look at the sky. Listen carefully to the voice of the person next to you. Life is there. The only truth is there. A person who can cherish the here and now can live life with care. They are fulfilled by their state of being, not by results. That is why I say, do not let your heart be stolen by what is unimportant. Place your heart in the here and now. That is what it means to live. A mind that can see things as unimportant is not about apathy. It is the freedom to choose for yourself what you hold dear. Not the judgment of others, but your own convictions. Not desire, but peace. Not winning or losing, but the state of your heart. My teaching is this. You must not entrust your heart to external things. Protect your heart. Have the strength to quietly protect what you deem precious. In order to protect what you believe is important, have the courage to live as if other things do not matter. That is to live honestly with yourself. It is to live according to the truth. Do not seek much. Be content with little. In doing so, people become truly rich. A life where you can think from the bottom of your heart, this is enough, is the most fulfilling of all. That is the true power of seeing things as unimportant. Many people struggle with their relationships. I want to be understood. I don't want to be disliked. I want to get closer. The stronger these feelings, the more tired your heart becomes. My teaching is this. Do not cling to relationships. Let connections be as natural as water. The ability to see things as unimportant is also the wisdom not to expect too much from human relationships. You do not need to be understood by everyone. Not every relationship needs to be deep. If someone dislikes you, it is not the end. If someone leaves you, it is not necessarily a misfortune. What matters is not the quality of the relationship, but how you conduct yourself within it. Let go of attachment and build natural relationships at a natural distance. Therein lies the freedom of the heart. A mind that can smile and see things as unimportant softens all human relationships. We live clinging to many things and to success. I want to earn more. I want to be valued more. I want to obtain more. But my teaching is this. Desire is endless. You can only be fulfilled by letting go. A mind that can see things as unimportant is the wisdom to not become a slave to material possessions and success. A car, a house, a title, these are all external decorations. Your value does not change without them. Even if you have them, you cannot be happy if your heart is in turmoil. True wealth is a heart that is quiet and content. It is being fulfilled with less rather than having more. That is the teaching of the Buddha and the essence of seeing things as unimportant. Each time you let go of an unnecessary desire, your heart becomes lighter, and you begin to see what is truly valuable. And finally, the thing that people fear most and cling to most is death. Everyone fears the end. They fear old age, they fear sickness, and they try to keep death at a distance. But my teaching is this. All that has life must perish. When you accept death, you truly begin to live. The ability to see things as unimportant is also the wisdom to free yourself from the excessive fear of death. Death is not something to be feared. It is the natural flow of life. It is not something to be rejected, but something to be understood. How you live today, how sincerely and carefully you lived, that alone will support your heart in the moment of death. That is why I say, by being conscious of death, live the present moment earnestly. When you can live in such a way that you have no regrets even if you die, your life will no longer be one swayed by unimportant things. In the end, the mind that sees things as unimportant is not about abandoning everything. It is the attitude of quietly letting go of attachment and focusing only on what is truly important. My teaching is this. Where there is no attachment, there is no suffering. Most suffering is born from worrying too much about non-essential things, the opinions of others, anxiety about the future, regret for the past, comparison with others. When you become able to let these things pass as unimportant, a mysterious stillness and warmth will spread through your heart. At that moment, you will realize that there are times when your heart is full, even when you have nothing. That quiet satisfaction is the gateway to enlightenment. So I say to you, let go of what is unimportant and place your heart in the here and now. Therein lies peace, and therein lies true freedom. If you worry about everything, living becomes suffocating. But when you can let go of the non-essentials, you will realize what is truly important. For one day, try saying, "This doesn't matter" about something. That one phrase will free your heart and change your world just a little.